Okay, what a freaking day this has been. But we're home, and guess what? It's time to cook. It looks like tonight we are going to be making, so it'll be the mushroom and Swiss beef cavatappi tonight. And I went ahead and pulled it out because I like to check and see and make sure I have everything I need before I get out of my work clothes or if I have to go to the store. Thank God for these meal kits. They come with everything you need unless somebody messes up. And it looks like we're good to go. It looks like this is going to take about 15 minutes tonight. So I'm going to work out really quick, shower, and then unload the dishwasher. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started cooking tonight's meal, which I am also going to add a Caesar salad to. My fitness pal was very angry at me yesterday for not fulfilling all of my caloric duties, so I added a salad tonight. Alright, so I've taken care of all my personal business, and it's time to get started on the mushroom and Swiss beef cavatappi from Home Chef. And I'm quite excited about this one. I wonder what the flavors are going to be like. That's the only thing. I'm a particular person when it comes to flavors, and I don't eat a lot of things, believe it or not. So let's start by going ahead and getting everything unpacked. Boom. All right, so we got everything unpacked, and we have the pasta, we have onion, bacon, garlic salt, basically a beef broth, shredded Swiss cheese. We have our ground beef chuck, fresh mushrooms, I love mushrooms, and they included 3 of these Plain White cream cheese little containers here. So let's get started. First, we're gonna start by rinsing the green onion. You always have to rinse all the fresh produce through. Alright, so next it wants us to prepare the ingredients, and that means chopping up this onion, but they want us to keep the green and the white part of the onion separate. So let's get that going. Boom, okay, so I got those chopped up, and I still have the ends here, and I saw a Facebook video where you can actually like resprout these things and make onions again, and I said, you know what, perfect weekend project. So we're gonna keep these. And I'll let you know what I do when I figure out what to do with it. Alright, so next up we are going to cook the beef and mushrooms. And this is placed in a large non-stick skillet, medium heat, add bacon and white portions of the green onion to the hot pan. Stir constantly until green onions start to soften at 1 to 2 minutes, then add the ground beef. Okay, so we're going to season the skillet first. Cool, got it. Again, I'm using my trusty IKEA 365 Plus skillet. That I've had for several years through many apartments and several different lives. And like I said, again, it's just such a trusty skillet. I recommend it. And we're going to get some olive oil in this thing and get this booger seat. Now, it doesn't call for olive oil, but I'm going to add just a little bit in the pan because, you know, I don't know how to follow directions. I do my own thing. Okay, so now that the oil is heated up just a little bit and we made the stovetop all angry and stuff, again, disregard my hands. We in COVID, we're washing our hands every minute of the day. We're gonna go ahead and get those onions started. All right, so we're starting with the white onion. Get those in there. They're not sizzling just yet, which is good. We kind of want them to cook up. And we're going to go ahead and add the bacon, which will add just a little bit more oil. We're gonna drain the fat later. Not all of it, but just enough where we're not really contaminating the whole sauce. So now we're just gonna kind of make sure this is getting all nice and melt together. And once, oh, it smells good, it smells delicious. Once it gets up and sizzling a little bit, then we're gonna get our mushrooms and our beef in there, all right? Got that going, do you hear it? Doesn't it sound delicious? Listen to that. All right. Give that a few more seconds and then we'll get the beef in. Alright, so we got our beef and our mushrooms in the skillet, and we're going to make sure we, stir it around and break up the ground beef so we can make sure everything comes all together. Also, make sure you practice food safety. Whatever you touch with the raw meat, make sure you either clean it or, because ain't nobody got time to get sick. So, while this is starting to cook up a little bit, we're going to add some salt and pepper. So there's some salt. It's set like a quarter, but I'm doing my own thing because that's what I do. And pepper, a lot of it because I like the pepper. Y'all know it. Now, checking back on the beef, and it wants us to, you know, stir it every now and then, but it also wants us to make sure that we cook it until just the pink disappears, because I assume it's going to cook the rest of the way in the sauce. But I'll keep watching it, and we'll be back when this piece is done. You know, guys, I was smelling this, and I feel like it just needs something else, so I added some more pepper, and I'm going to add some of this garlic powder, because what is life without a little garlic? Or lot. Alright, so that looks just about good, and we can see there is some fat in there, so it wants us to drain a little bit of that. So I'm going to pop this over to the sink, drain a little, and then we'll be right back to the stove. Okay, so before I put this back on the burner, let me make sure I'm supposed to return it to the burner, and it doesn't look like that just yet. We're going to make the sauce and add the pasta. So we're going to stir the cream cheese, the broth, some water, some garlic salt into the pan and bring it to a simmer. I can do that. All right, we got water. All right, add in the cream cheese, the beef concentrate starter, get all of the flavor, and some garlic salt, and just because I wanna, some more pepper. Okay, you start mixing all of this together, and it looks really not so pleasant at first, but stick with it. It should come together nicely. I've made some sauces like this before, so stick with it, and as soon as it comes to a simmer, all of the cream cheese should be broken down, and we should have a nice cream sauce. All right, we got some nice simmer there, and as you can see, everything's all broken down, and you can tell that your sauce is at a good heat. If you just kind of move it to the side like that, and it doesn't come right back right away, that means we have a nice thick sauce. We like that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, and that's going to be us stirring in the pasta and the cream cheese. Okay, there. So I got it all in here. I'm going to get it stirred up and get it started cooking. I only put in half the Swiss cheese because I like to make sure that's incorporated before I add more cheese, and that way we can make sure every piece has a little Swiss cheese on it. Cool? Cool. Okay, so this seems a little too thick for me right now, and I know the pasta still needs to cook a little bit longer. It was already al dente, but it still needs to warm up some more, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. 1 tablespoon at a time. Okay, so while that comes back around, I'm going to add some more pepper because, I don't know, it just looks like it needs some, right? Look at those noodles, they're a little bland. So let's get some more pepper on those so we have something there. We're going to add some more of the Swiss cheese here in just a second too. Okay, so I've added the remainder of the Swiss cheese. Y'all, I mean, this smells good, but I am so tempted right now to dump some fresh spinach on this and just let it work its way in there. I'm so tempted to do that right now. Somebody stop me. Whatever, I do what I want. Who gonna check me, boo? Alright guys, I'm gonna add some finishing salt, and we are good to go. Let's get this plated. So we got it on a plate. It almost kind of reminds me of like a beef stroganoff. This is like, y'all forgive me. Is this fancy hamburger helper? Let me shut up. Anyway, let's add some pepper on there. Let's add some scallions. Add a little parsley. So real quick, y'all, I'm going to put together this HEB Bacon Caesar salad kit. And we'll have that as a side. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Y'all know I'm gonna put some pepper on this. Alright folks, there you have it. This is the mushroom and Swiss beef cavatappi from a home chef. The little salad kit from HEB. But it looks pretty good and delicious. So let's dig in there and give it a okay, so this smells kind of like really good. So let's just get in there, get some of the meat first, and that's a good part. Do it again, home chef. Mikey likes it.